My parents paid $200,000 for my brother's college but refused to help me at all. I worked 3 jobs and got full scholarships alone, graduated as valedictorian while brother barely passed. Parents showed up to my ceremony expecting to celebrate. I didn't acknowledge them once and left immediately. My parents paid $200,000 for my brother's college. They refused to help me at all. I worked 3 jobs. Got full scholarships. Did it alone. Graduated as valedictorian while my brother barely passed. My parents showed up to my graduation expecting to celebrate. I didn't acknowledge them once. Left immediately. My name is Sophie. I'm 22 years old. Just graduated summa cum laude from a top university. Full scholarship. 0 debt. Completely self-funded. My brother Ryan is 26. Graduated 3 years ago from an expensive private college. With a 2.3 GPA. After our parents spent $200,000 on his education. Let me explain how we got here. I'm the youngest. Ryan's 4 years older. Growing up, the favoritism was obvious but I didn't understand it. Didn't have language for it. Just knew Ryan got things I didn't. Attention. Praise. Support. Money. Ryan played sports. Baseball. Football. Basketball. Not particularly good at any of them. But Dad loved it. Went to every game. Coached his teams. Bought him expensive equipment. Drove hours for tournaments. I played violin. Started at 6. Was actually talented. Got into youth orchestra at 9. Won competitions. Got a scholarship to a prestigious music program. Mom came to maybe 3 recitals in 6 years. Dad never came to any. We can't make it. Ryan has a game. Every time. Ryan had a game. Ryan had practice. Ryan needed something. I learned early, my achievements didn't matter. Only Ryan's did. High school reinforced it. Ryan was mediocre. C student. Popular enough. Played varsity baseball. That was his identity. I was honors student. 4.0 GPA. National Merit Scholar. First chair violin in state orchestra. President of 3 clubs. Volunteered at homeless shelters. Built homes with Habitat for Humanity. College application time, senior year. Ryan was applying. So was I. I was a senior, Ryan was a college freshman, but this story is about when I was applying 4 years after him. Wait, let me fix the timeline. When I was 14, Ryan was 18. He was applying to colleges. My parents hired a college consultant. $5,000. To help Ryan apply to schools. Write essays. Prepare for interviews. They visited 12 colleges with him. Flew to California. Drove to Boston. Toured campuses. Stayed in hotels. Spent thousands. Ryan got into a few schools. Chose a private college. $50,000 per year. My parents said yes immediately. Whatever you need. We'll make it work. 4 years. $200,000 total. They paid every penny. Tuition. Room and board. Meal plan. Books. Spending money. Everything. Ryan barely went to class. Partied constantly. Changed majors 3 times. Took 5 years instead of 4 to graduate. They paid for the extra year. No complaints. Meanwhile, I was in high school watching all this. Taking notes. Understanding the message, Ryan gets everything. I get whatever's left over. My senior year. Time for me to apply to colleges. I had perfect grades. Perfect test scores. Perfect resume. I was getting recruiting letters from Ivy League schools. Full ride offers from state schools. Scholarships. I was excited. Thought maybe, finally, my parents would show up for me. Would care about my future the way they'd cared about Ryan's. I asked Mom if she'd visit colleges with me. Like she'd done with Ryan. We can't afford that right now. Just apply online. You can look at virtual tours. But you traveled to 12 schools with Ryan. That was different. Ryan needed help figuring out what he wanted. I need help too. You're smart. You'll figure it out. I asked Dad if we could hire a college consultant. Like they'd done for Ryan. That's expensive. You don't need that. You're a good writer. You can handle the essays yourself. But Ryan had a consultant. Ryan needed more support. You're self-sufficient. There it was. The truth. I was being punished for being capable. For not needing them. For being better than Ryan without their help. I asked if they'd help pay for college. Anything. Even partial. Mom and Dad sat me down. Sophie, we've spent a lot on Ryan's education. We don't have $200,000 to spend on yours too. You're going to need to find scholarships. Financial aid. Maybe student loans. But we can't help financially. I stared at them. You spent $200,000 on Ryan. You can't help me at all? We spent what we had. Now it's gone. That's just how it is. So because I'm younger, I get nothing? Because you spent it all on Ryan first? It's not about fairness. It's about reality. The money's gone. You'll have to find another way. Did you plan for this? Did you save equally for both of us? Silence. That was my answer. They'd saved money. They'd spent it all on Ryan. They'd never planned to help me. What if I get into Harvard? Yale? Princeton? Would you help then? We can't afford those schools. You'll need to look at in-state options. Community college for 2 years, then transfer. That's affordable. Community college. After I'd worked my entire life for perfect grades. Perfect scores. Perfect everything. While Ryan, who'd barely passed high school, got $200,000 for a private party school. I cried that night. Not because of the money. Because of what it meant. I wasn't worth investing in. Wasn't worth the sacrifices they'd made for Ryan. Wasn't valued. I was 14 when Ryan started college. Now I was 18 and it was my turn. And I was on my own. I applied to 20 schools. All by myself. Wrote all my essays alone. Paid application fees with money from my part-time job at the library. Got into 15 schools. Full ride offers from 3. Partial scholarships from others. Ivy League acceptances with financial aid packages. I chose a top public university. Full academic scholarship. Covered everything. Tuition. Room. Board. Books. All of it. My parents' reaction, see? We knew you'd figure it out. You didn't need our help after all. Right. I didn't need their help. I just needed to be 10 times better than Ryan to get the same outcome he'd gotten while being mediocre. College started. I worked 3 jobs. Library assistant. Tutor. Research assistant for professors. Not because I needed money for tuition, that was covered. But because I needed money for everything else. Clothes. Food beyond the meal plan. Emergencies. Textbooks my scholarship didn't cover. Travel home for holidays. I worked 25 hours per week on top of full-time classes. Maintained my 4.0. Made Dean's List every semester. Got research published. Won departmental awards. Meanwhile, Ryan was failing classes. Partying. My parents sent him extra money constantly. $500 for books. $1,000 for a new laptop. $2,000 for spring break. He called them constantly asking for money. They gave it. Every time. I called once asking if they could help me buy a winter coat. Mine had ripped. It was freezing. I was in Chicago. Needed a warm coat. Can't you find one at a thrift store? We just sent Ryan money for his fraternity dues. Fraternity dues were more important than my winter coat. I bought a coat from Goodwill. $15. It was thin. I was cold all winter. But I survived. Sophomore year. I added a 4th job. RA in my dorm. Free housing. Saved money. Worked harder. Ryan failed 2 classes. Had to retake them. My parents paid for summer classes. Another $8,000. When I made Dean's List again, I called to tell them. Thought they'd be proud. That's great, honey. Hey, did we tell you Ryan made the baseball team at his school? It's club baseball, but still. We're so proud. My Dean's List. 2nd semester in a row. Perfect 4.0. Against Ryan making a club baseball team. Equal pride. Equal excitement. I stopped calling them about my achievements. What was the point? Junior year. I applied for a prestigious research fellowship. Competitive. Only 10 students selected nationwide. Full funding for a summer research project abroad. I got it. One of 10 students in the entire country. I called my parents. I got the fellowship. I'm going to spend the summer in London doing research at Oxford. That's wonderful. Will it cost us anything? No. It's fully funded. Oh, good. We were worried we'd have to pay for it. Congratulations. That's what they cared about. Whether it would cost them money. Not what I'd achieved. Not that I was one of 10 students selected nationally. Just whether they'd have to pay. Meanwhile, Ryan had switched majors again. From business to communications. Set him back a semester. My parents paid for the extra time without hesitation. Senior year. I was applying to graduate schools. PhD programs. Full funding. Stipends. Teaching positions. Got into my top choice. Stanford. Full ride plus $35,000 per year stipend to teach. I called my parents. Told them. That's great, Sophie. You've always been so independent. We're proud of you. Independent. That word again. Translation: we're glad you don't need anything from us. Ryan had graduated finally. After 5 years. 2.3 GPA. No job lined up. Moved back home. My parents were supporting him. Paying his phone bill. His car insurance. His credit card debt from college. Giving him an allowance while he figured things out. He was 26. Living at home. Unemployed. They were still funding his life. I was 21. Accepted to Stanford. Fully self-sufficient. They were proud of my independence. Graduation day arrived. May 2024. I was graduating summa cum laude. Phi Beta Kappa. Departmental honors. Valedictorian of the College of Liberal Arts. I'd done it all alone. 3 jobs. 4 years. Perfect grades. 0 debt. Fully self-funded. I hadn't invited my parents to graduation. Didn't tell them the date. Didn't want them there. But somehow they found out. Probably called the school. Got the ceremony details. They showed up. With Ryan. All 3 of them. I saw them in the crowd as I was lining up with other graduates. My mom waving. My dad with his camera. Ryan looking bored on his phone. My stomach dropped. They'd come. Uninvited. Unwanted. Ready to celebrate an achievement they'd contributed nothing to. The ceremony began. Names were called. Students walked across the stage. When they announced departmental honors, my name was called. Summa cum laude. I walked across the stage. Shook hands with the dean. Accepted my medal. I saw my parents standing. Cheering. Taking photos. They were celebrating. After 4 years of doing nothing. After spending $200,000 on Ryan and 0 on me. After dismissing every achievement. Every struggle. Every moment I needed them. Now they wanted to celebrate. Wanted to take photos. Wanted to act like proud parents. I felt rage. Pure rage. The ceremony continued. They announced the valedictorian award. My name. I walked up. Accepted the award. Gave a short speech I'd prepared. In my speech, I thanked my professors. My employers. My scholarship committee. The financial aid office. My friends. Everyone who'd actually helped me. I didn't mention my parents. Didn't even look at them. After the ceremony, I went straight to my car. Walked right past my parents. Didn't make eye contact. Didn't stop. My mom called out. Sophie. Wait. We want to take photos. I kept walking. My dad caught up to me. Sophie, hold on. We're so proud of you. Let's get a family photo. I turned to face him. No. What? Why not? Because you're not part of this. You didn't help me achieve this. You have no right to celebrate it. We're your parents. Of course we're part of this. You stopped being my parents when you chose Ryan over me. When you spent $200,000 on him and refused me a winter coat. When you made it clear I didn't matter as much as he did. My mom had caught up. Sophie, that's not fair. We did what we could. You did what you could for Ryan. You gave him everything. You gave me nothing. I did this alone. This achievement is mine. Not yours. You don't get to be part of it. Ryan stood there silent. At least he had the decency to look uncomfortable. Sophie, we're family, Dad said. We should celebrate together. We're not family. Family supports each other. Family shows up. Family invests equally in their children. You failed at all of that? Now leave. I don't want you here. You can't mean that, Mom said, crying now. I mean every word. I spent 4 years working 3 jobs while you sent Ryan spending money for spring break. I wore a $15 coat through Chicago winters while you paid his fraternity dues. I achieved everything I did without you. Because of your neglect. Despite your favoritism. And now you want to take credit? To take photos? To pretend you were supportive parents? No. My parents stood there. Stunned. People were walking past us. Other families celebrating. Taking photos. Hugging. My mom kept crying. Sophie, please. We made mistakes. But we love you. We're so proud of you. Proud of me? You've never been proud of me. You've been relieved. Relieved I didn't need you. Relieved I was self-sufficient so you could keep focusing on Ryan. That's not true. It is true. Every time I accomplished something, you said I was independent. You made my success about how it didn't inconvenience you. How it didn't cost you anything. You didn't celebrate me. You celebrated not having to help me. Dad tried again. We couldn't afford to help both of you the same way. We did the best we could. No. You chose to help Ryan more. You chose to spend $200,000 on him. You chose to give him 5 years of funding, a consultant, college tours, spending money, extra money whenever he asked. You chose all of that. Then you chose to give me nothing. That wasn't circumstance. That was choice. We thought you'd be fine. You were always so capable. I was 14 when you made that decision. I was a child. A child who needed her parents just as much as Ryan did. But you decided I was capable enough to do it alone while Ryan needed everything. You set different standards for us. Different expectations. Different investments. That's not parenting. That's favoritism. Ryan finally spoke. Sophie, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't know they weren't helping you at all. I laughed bitterly. You didn't know? Ryan, you called them for money constantly. They told you no once in 5 years? You knew they were funding your entire life. You knew I was working multiple jobs. You just didn't care. I should have. You should have what? Refused their money? Insisted they treat us equally? You didn't. Because you benefited from the inequality. You got everything you wanted and I got to struggle. That was fine with you. He looked at the ground. Couldn't argue. Because it was true. My mom reached for me. Please, Sophie. Don't do this. Don't push us away. We're family. I stepped back. I pushed myself away. 4 years ago when I realized you weren't going to help me. When I realized I was on my own. I've been away this whole time. You just didn't notice because I didn't need anything from you. Now you notice because you want something from me. You want the photo op. The graduation celebration. The proud parent moment. But you don't get that. You didn't earn that. What do you want from us? Dad asked. Do you want an apology? Do you want us to pay you back? Tell us what will make this right. Nothing will make this right. You can't give me back 4 years of having parents who believed in me. You can't give me back the feeling of being valued equally with my brother. You can't undo the message you sent every single day that I wasn't worth investing in. We can try to do better going forward, Mom said. We can be there for you now. Support you at Stanford? Visit you. Call more often. I don't want you at Stanford. I don't want you in my life going forward. I want you to leave me alone. Let me build my life without you. The same way you made me build everything else without you. Sophie, you're upset. You're emotional. Let's talk about this later when you've calmed down, Dad said. I'm not emotional. I'm clear. Clearer than I've been in years. I don't want a relationship with you. Any of you. You showed me for 18 years that I didn't matter as much as Ryan. I'm showing you now that you don't matter to me at all. I turned to leave. Ryan called out. Sophie, wait. Can we talk? Just us? Without them? I stopped. Looked back at him. What would we talk about? I want to apologize. Really apologize. I want to understand what you went through. I want to make amends. You can't make amends. You benefited from $200,000 of favoritism. What are you going to do? Give me $200,000? Pay me back for 4 years of my parents choosing you over me? You can't. The damage is done. I can at least acknowledge it. Acknowledge that it was wrong. That you deserved better. I know I deserved better. I don't need you to tell me that. What I needed was for you to speak up when it was happening. To tell Mom and Dad to treat us equally. To refuse some of their money so they could help me. You didn't do any of that. So your acknowledgement now means nothing. I was young. Careless. Selfish. I didn't see what was happening. You saw. You just didn't care. Because it benefited you. And now that I'm successful despite them, now that I'm going to Stanford, now that I'm valedictorian, suddenly you care. Because it makes you look bad. The golden child who got everything and accomplished nothing compared to the daughter who got nothing and accomplished everything. He flinched. But didn't argue. Because it was true. I looked at all 3 of them one last time. Don't contact me. Don't call. Don't email. Don't show up at my apartment. Don't come to Stanford. I'm done. With all of you. I got in my car. Drove away. Left them standing in the parking lot. Didn't look back. That night, my phone blew up. Text from my mom. My dad. Ryan. My aunt who'd been at the graduation. Family, friends. All saying the same thing. You were too harsh. They're your parents. Family is family. You should forgive them. I blocked them all. Every single one. If they thought I was too harsh, they hadn't lived my life. Hadn't worked 3 jobs. Hadn't worn a threadbare coat through Chicago winters. Hadn't watched their parents fund their brother's party lifestyle while refusing to help them. They didn't get to judge me. None of them did. 2 weeks later, a letter arrived. From my dad. Handwritten. 5 pages. I almost let go it away. But curiosity won. The letter was full of apologies. Explanations. Justifications. We thought we were helping you become independent. We didn't realize how much our choices upset you. We want to make things right. We're setting aside money for you now. $50,000. To help with your future. Graduate school expenses. A down payment on a house someday. Whatever you need. $50,000. A quarter of what they'd spent on Ryan. Offered after I'd already gotten into Stanford with full funding. After I'd already proven I didn't need them. Too little. Too late. And still unequal. I wrote back. 1 sentence. Keep your money. I don't need it. I never did. That was your mistake. Sent it. Never heard back. 3 months later, I moved to California. Started my PhD program at Stanford. New city. New life. New beginning. No contact with my family. None. My parents tried a few more times. Sent cards on my birthday. Flowers on holidays. I returned them unopened. Ryan sent an email. Long. Detailed. Talking about how he'd been in therapy. How he'd realized the depth of the favoritism. How he wanted to make amends. I didn't respond. Deleted it. A year into my PhD program, I was thriving. Published research. Teaching undergraduate courses. Building a reputation in my field. I started dating someone. Nathan. PhD student in physics. Kind. Supportive. From a healthy family where all the kids were treated equally. Meeting his family was strange. Watching his parents celebrate both him and his sister equally. Invest in both their educations. Support both their dreams. That's what it should have been. That's what I deserved. That's what I'd never gotten. 2 years into Stanford, I got a Facebook message request. From Ryan? Sophie, I know you don't want to hear from me. But I need to tell you something. Mom and Dad are struggling financially. They spent everything on my education and then kept supporting me after. They have credit card debt. They might lose the house. They need help. They're too proud to ask you. But I thought you should know. I read it 3 times. They were struggling financially. Because they'd spent everything on Ryan. Given him everything. And now they were facing consequences. Part of me felt satisfaction. Karma. They'd chosen to invest everything in Ryan. Now they were paying the price. Part of me felt nothing. They weren't my responsibility. They'd made their choices. They could live with the results. I didn't respond. Deleted the message. If they were struggling, Ryan could help them. The son they'd invested $200,000 in. The son they'd supported for 26 years. Let him support them now. I wasn't their backup plan. Wasn't their safety net. Wasn't the responsible daughter they could turn to after burning everything on Ryan. 3 years into my PhD program, I got engaged. Nathan proposed. I said yes. We planned a small wedding. Close friends. His family. That's it. I didn't invite my parents. Didn't tell them I was getting married. Didn't want them there. My aunt found out somehow. Called me. Sophie, I heard you're getting married. You have to invite your parents. They're heartbroken you've cut them out. They cut me out long before I cut them out. They just didn't notice because I didn't make a scene about it. They made mistakes. But they love you. Love isn't enough. Love without action is just a word. They loved me but invested in Ryan. They loved me but let me struggle. That's not real love. That's guilt. They want to be part of your life. They should have thought about that when I was 18 and asking for help. Now it's too late. You're going to regret this. Someday you'll wish you'd forgiven them. Maybe. But that's my choice to make. Just like it was their choice to spend $200,000 on Ryan and zero on me. She hung up. I didn't care. I got married in California. Small ceremony. Beautiful day. Nathan's family was there. His parents. His sister. They'd welcomed me like their own daughter. Treated me with the love and support my own parents never had. Nathan's mom helped me get ready. Told me I looked beautiful. Cried happy tears. Everything a mother should do. My own mother wasn't there. By my choice. And I didn't miss her. That's how far we've come. I built a life so complete, so full, that the absence of my birth family didn't leave a hole. 4 years into my PhD program, I was close to finishing. Dissertation almost done. Job offers coming in. Tenure-track positions at good schools. I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Answered. Sophie? It's Ryan. I almost hung up. But something made me listen. What do you want? I wanted to tell you before you heard from someone else. Dad had a heart dispute. He's in the hospital. It's serious. Okay. That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say? I'm sorry? I'm not. He's been dead to me for 4 years. He's our father. He's your father. He stopped being mine when he chose you over me. When he funded your entire life and refused to help me with a winter coat. When he made it clear I wasn't worth investing in. Sophie, he's dying. This might be your last chance to make peace. I'm at peace. I made peace 4 years ago when I stopped waiting for him to change. When I accepted that he'd never be the father I deserved. I don't need tragic event bed reconciliation. I need nothing from him. Don't you want closure? I have closure. I closed that chapter when I walked away from all of you at graduation. This is just the end of his story. Not mine. Mom's devastated. She wants to talk to you. I don't want to talk to her. She's your mother. Biologically. But mothers show up. Support their children. Love them equally. She didn't do any of that. So she's not my mother in any way that matters. I can't believe you're this cold. I'm not cold. I'm done. There's a difference. Cold would be showing up at the hospital to tell him off on his tragic event bed. Done is just not showing up at all. Not caring. Not being affected. That's where I am. What if he dies? Then he dies. People die. Especially people who stress themselves out by overspending on their golden child and drowning in debt. Actions have consequences. Jesus, Sophie. Don't call me again, Ryan. And don't tell me about his funeral. I won't be there. I hung up. Blocked the number. 2 days later, my dad died. I know because my aunt posted about it on Facebook. Heartbroken to announce the passing of my dear brother. He'll be missed by all who loved him. Comments flooded in. Condolences. Memories. My mom commenting about how much she'd miss him. Ryan posted a long tribute. About what a great father he'd been. How supportive. How loving. How he'd sacrificed everything for his kids. Sacrificed everything for Ryan. Fix that for you. I felt nothing reading it. No sadness. No grief. No regret. Just detachment. A stranger had died. Someone who'd shared DNA with me but nothing else. The funeral was 3 days later. I didn't go. Didn't send flowers. Didn't send a card. Nothing. Nathan asked if I wanted to go. If I needed closure. I have closure. I got it 4 years ago. This doesn't change anything. You might regret not going. I might. But I'd regret going more. I'd regret pretending. Pretending I cared. Pretending we had a relationship. Pretending his tragic event affected me. That would be a lie. And I'm done lying to make them comfortable. A week after the funeral, my mom called. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Sophie, it's Mom. I know you didn't come to the funeral. I understand you're angry. But your father is gone. We can't get that time back. I don't want to lose you too. Please call me. Please give me a chance to make things right. I deleted the voicemail. There was nothing to make right. The time to make things right was when I was 14 and they were deciding to spend $200,000 on Ryan. Or when I was 18 and asking for help. Or any point in the 4 years of college when I was struggling alone. Not now. Not after Dad was dead. Not after I'd already rebuilt my life without them. 2 months after Dad died, I defended my dissertation. Successfully. Dr. Sophie Chen. PhD from Stanford. I'd done it. Completely alone. No family support. No financial help. Just me. My work. My determination. I accepted a tenure-track position at a university in Boston. Great school. Great department. Great salary. $90,000 to start plus research funding. I'd made it. Despite everything. Despite the favoritism. Despite the neglect. Despite having to do it all alone. I'd succeeded. Not because of my family. In spite of them. That's the real story? My parents spent $200,000 on my brother's college. Refused to help me at all. I worked 3 jobs. Got full scholarships. Graduated valedictorian. Did it all alone. They showed up to my graduation expecting to celebrate. I didn't acknowledge them. Left immediately. Told them they had no right to celebrate an achievement they didn't contribute to. That they'd chosen Ryan over me and had to live with that choice. Cut them off completely. No contact for 4 years. My dad died. I didn't go to the funeral. Didn't care. Now I have a PhD from Stanford. A tenure-track job. A husband whose family treats me better than my own ever did. A life I built entirely myself. And I don't regret any of it. Not cutting them off. Not refusing reconciliation. Not skipping the funeral. None of it. Because they don't deserve my forgiveness. Don't deserve my presence. Don't deserve to celebrate accomplishments they actively impeded by refusing to help. They made their choice 18 years ago when they decided Ryan deserved $200,000 and I deserved nothing. I made my choice 4 years ago when I decided they deserved nothing from me going forward. Those were both permanent choices. With permanent consequences. They have to live with theirs. Or in my dad's case, die with it. I have to live with mine. And I'm living very well. That's the lesson. That's the warning. When parents play favorites, when they invest unequally, when they make one child carry the burden of their own capability while funding the other's mediocrity, there are consequences. The capable child learns they don't need the parents. Learns to succeed alone. Learns that their achievements are entirely their own. And when they succeed, really succeed, the parents don't get to claim any credit. Don't get to celebrate. Don't get to be part of it. Because they weren't part of the work. They were obstacles to overcome, not supports to lean on. My parents chose Ryan. I chose myself. I won. They lost. And I'm never looking back.